was a Trilateral Commission meeting in Washington just 2 or 3 weeks ago, where much concern over the Ron Paul revolution because it's permanent. It does not end with the campaign. And they were grieving over such facts that a whole new generation of future leaders are becoming nationalists and nativists. That's an obscenity in the view of advocates of world government. And they're understanding the Constitution. And we have lawyers from Harvard who do not want to understand the Constitution. So they always take the long-range view too, even though they know most of them will not live that many years. But how will the world be in 50 years? Well, they're afraid the world in 50 years, the United States will be filled with patriots who read newspapers and are knowledgeable. And some of the illiterate generations we've had for the last 40 years who grew up on the idiot box. As I've said so many times, I've met lawyers and physicians who never in their life read a book for fun. Fewer than half of adults in America today read even one newspaper, not several. If you read a newspaper today, you're a minority in America. It is close, it's 49 to 51%, but that's virtually tied. But it's still disturbing that half the adults do not read a newspaper. Oh, I'm well informed, they say. Yes, they watch the alleged newscast in the morning. Half of it's advertising. When you read a newspaper, you can skip the classified ads and go to the news page if you're not buying a used car. But when you're watching the idiot box, you have to go for a walk, smoke another cigarette or whatever until the ad is through, then they continue. So when they continue with the news, what is it? Giggling on the sidewalk. This guy's going to sing for us. This group is going to dance for us. Here's how to cook. Oh, by the way, several kids got killed in Iraq today. Now somebody's going to sing for us. I mean, it's just the silliest nonsense you can imagine. And to say, I stay well informed because I watch NBC News or ABC, CBS, whatever, in the morning. Oh, I'll take a shower.
Here you are having your dollar, your country's name, everything destroyed. We have their minutes, we have their documents. They designed it. Here you are out here, while they're giving you a check with one hand, and they're taking it all away with the other, as they turn this country into a third world cesspit. That is what we become. That is who we are, ruled by mafias that are completely looting this nation.
I've supposedly decided to release the list of who's at the meeting. Do you see this as kind of a victory?
Yes, I think it's because of protesters. Now, they've not kept that promise yet, and I hope they do. But their group called Friends of Bilderberg said that a list will be made available to those who require. Call this number. So we had several people call this morning. Anytime between 9 and 5 days, we called shortly before 9. Promised it in 5 minutes. Promised it in 10 minutes. Now it's promised in several hours. Now that could be one of several things. It could be some of the Bilderberg insiders said, I don't want anybody to know I'm here. Don't put my name on it. So they have to redo the list. Then they may have to check with us to make sure. About 8:15 last night they decided to do this. And it was quite
decided
some hour
to do what?
To make the list available. Or at least they said they decided. Now, I'm very sure that were it not for the protesters winning yesterday, making the owner of this place slink back down in the grass, down his rabbit hole, while the protests continue, that they would not have felt pressure to do this because, as usual, they told me at high noon yesterday, every year I go up and ask for the list so they could tell me no. I do it for the record so they can say, he never did ask. I ask every year. I was told affirmative, no agenda, no press release, no list of participants. It was high noon yesterday. 8 hours later, they said they're going to provide the list. Without the protesters out here, that would not happen. We still are counting heads. And we've identified Rumsfeld, Rockefeller, Queen Beatrix by sight.
Personally saw Harold Ford as well. There was
Who saw those people? Who actually identified those people?
we saw Wolf. I don't know if you were here yesterday. We saw Wolfowitz. Saw Harold Ford drive right in.
Okay.
He was gone. I think when that.
In case we don't get to this, we are not 100% sure of that.
Yeah.
I need for you to write down for me everybody you've confirmed. I saw Queen Beatrix. That's because she's doing a girl thing.
Right.
They've suffered a bit in recent years because in the 1990s, They were absolutely convinced that we'd have an American Union similar to the European Union by the year 2000. 8 years later, they're still pushing it, but they're behind their own schedule. Of course, this new North American trade agreement is part of the plot. The Intercontinental Highway linking Mexico, the United States, and Canada to be 3 countries without borders. Well, our borders are rather weak as they are, but officially without borders. Of course, it is to expand throughout the Western Hemisphere and evolve into the American Union.
What these police don't know is we've got the Bilderberg documents, how they put cancer viruses in the vaccines, with most of your mamas and daddies that these people murdered. What you don't know is they did engineer AIDS. Yeah, that isn't just Barack Obama's preacher saying that. That's a fact. Prince Bernhard, SS officer, founded this. This is a Nazi eugenics society. They are pledged to reduce the world's population. They see us as animals. You are guarding arch criminals.
One-child policy is obviously aimed at reducing the population on Earth, and of course with abortion and starvation and disease, they make great progress. In fact, some economists tell us that 1 billion people, 1 out of 7 million people on this planet are likely to die because of these policies. Well, Bilderberg never found a tax it didn't like. Carbon tax would be one of their favorite world tax, though. It was taxing oil at the wellhead. So it would be a direct tax for anybody who buys gasoline for their car, lawnmower, or for whatever purpose, be paying directly a tax to the United Nations. I have a source inside Bilderberg. He's very reliable. I cannot identify him any further because he's sticking his neck out, putting his own life on the line to help us get the truth to you.
Tell us what they told you, if anything, about Iran. Is the attack on Iran on?
It's still pending. They had a very brisk discussion. It's interesting that Bilderberg's own list of participants left out the name of Defense Secretary Robert Gates, but he's positively identified entering here yesterday. The source inside Bilderberg reports that he made the case for war in the same propaganda style that's been conducted over the last several months. He talked about how Iran is a nuclear threat to the whole world, to all of mankind, and we must do something. He cited the name escapes me at the moment. I've got it. I'll have it in the newspaper because it's on the notes upstairs. But a former defense minister of Israel, who is a candidate for prime minister, said bluntly that Israel will attack Iran if Iran does not dispense with its nuclear weapons program, which Iran already has, but they refuse to recognize the fact that Iran has. Condoleezza Rice, Secretary of State, followed with her usual talk about how nothing, which means war, nothing can be taken off the table. But this was met with a great deal of dissent from the European Bilderbergs. Such questions as, why do you want to fight a war for Israel? Where does Iran hide its nuclear weapons? In Saddam Hussein's tomb? There's more banter of that nature, and the United States was simply told, if you attack Iran, it'll be a solo mission. Do not expect help from any of us, including NATO, if you invade Iran. So the dissent is there.
We have moles and sources inside every one of your meetings. We know Secretary of Defense Robert Gates came here and pushed for a premeditated illegal attack on Iran. We even know that large numbers of the Bilderberg group themselves know that they shouldn't do it. Not that they aren't criminal warmongers, but that they know it will bring the planet down against them. You are failing on every front.
You have and you will be fully defeated.
Yeah!